I guess we can start. And good evening, everyone. Welcome back to this month's Freshly Baked at Legality. I am Shubhesh Kanodia, product marketer at Legality. And with me, I have today Ritik from the product team. He's the director of customer experience at Legality. For the ones who are joining us for the first time today, I quickly just wanted to touch upon what Freshly Baked is and what to expect from Freshly Baked at Legality. Here, you will be the first one to witness all our latest features when it comes to digital paperwork. And we will not just be showcasing these features, we will delve deeper into why you should use this feature and how you can use them to unlock greater efficiencies and ROI for your use case. And it's your golden opportunity, I would say, to speak to a product team directly and understand anything you would want to understand about how legality works or any feature that we are currently moving on to today's session. We just have one thing on the agenda, and while it is just one thing, it's very special. We've been working on it for over a year now. When I say we, I of course mean Ritik and his team. And he will be showing you the latest changes we've made to the legality dashboard. And towards the end of the showcase, in case you have any questions, you can ask Ritik directly, or you can send them in through the Q&A box. Let's dive right in. Legality dashboard, it's more than just a way for you to use legality, right? Like, it's the heart of any legality implementation, starting from the first demo months back or years back when you interacted for the first time with legality. You must have seen the demo on the dashboard, then setting up your use cases or workflows inside sandbox, testing it out, going live, procuring stamps. Everything you do revolves around the dashboard, and we're enabling business teams every day. In fact, the legality dashboard, it has successfully transformed over 2000 businesses and has done 50 million plus transactions in just the last 3 years. But despite that, we knew it was time to change. This was coming from three things majorly. First of which was customer requirements and feedback. And over the last few years, our clients, their requests, their requirements, their feedback, they've been a clear indicator that something needs to change in the way our dashboard is. And even internally, if you interact with us, we're kind of obsessed about how we think about the problem of paperwork, and we just want to simplify it. That's why we also sort of had this realization that we need to make a change. And finally, some of our new products, they didn't seamlessly fit into our existing dashboard. And to accommodate that, we had to make a lot of changes in our infrastructure, the way our old dashboard worked. So we knew that it's time for us to make a new, more powerful dashboard that can scale as we launch new features and accommodate new requirements by our clients. This is just the first phase that we will be showing you today. This is first of many phases which will come, which is why in this phase we're just focusing on a few tabs inside the dashboard, which are like the homepage, that the first page that you see, account settings, stamping panel, the workflow listing that you have, template listing, contact book page that you have, activity logs, documents tab, and details page. I'm not going to get into details of all of these because Ritik's going to show you each and everything we have done in each of these tabs and tell you why we have done them and what is the benefit you can get out of them. Before I pass it off to Ritik, I just wanted to focus on what we're doing in this phase one. In this phase one, we are focusing on three things mainly. These are like just providing a more delightful experience to anyone who's using legality. The UX UI of the new dashboard, the first moment you'll see, you'll just realize how it's a very obvious evolution of our UX UI in the new dashboard. Secondly, we want to provide data easier to access, and it helps you make informed decision. That is, it gives you actionable insights, and that's important for any dashboard, right? Data without it being actionable is nothing, basically. The last thing we wanted to do was we wanted to make our dashboard accessible on any device. Till now, legality dashboard, it was the easiest to use on a laptop, but that will no longer be the case. And how and why, Ritik's going to show you, which is why I would now like to invite Ritik and show us what's new in this first phase of legality dashboard revamp. Over to you, Ritik.
Thanks, Shubhesh. Hi, everyone. I appreciate all of you for taking out the time to join the Freshly Baked showcase. And I am very excited to show you guys the new dashboard that we have been cooking up for the past year and a half. Although it is just the first phase, even then we couldn't control our excitement and we wanted to release it to you as soon as possible so that we can get very raw feedback from some of our power users. And as Shubhesh has already mentioned, that the dashboard is the operation center and is the focal point of how your legality implementation starts and flows. That's the only way you can interact with the legality product. So this was an update that was very important for us, and it had been a long time coming. So without wasting any more time, I'll get to the good bit and actually show you how the new dashboard looks and how you can access it. Shubhesh, can you just confirm if my screen is visible?
Yeah, it is.
So there are two ways currently you can access the new dashboard. One of them is very simply just by logging into your old account. So let's say I log into my current account, and you will see this nice cute little button here. And if you click on this button, then you see this amazing animation for our new logo as well, which welcomes you to the new legality experience. And this is the first look that the wider audience other than our product and tech teams have gotten of the new dashboard. And right off the bat, the first theme that Shubhesh talked about was the UI and UX of our current dashboard. I'm sure some of you may have realized that Legality has had a sort of a branding shift in the past few months, which is visible in our marketing materials and on our website. And we also wanted to incorporate that design change onto our dashboard, which is the most raw way you can communicate with our platform. And this is our iteration of it, along with obviously the color and the other normal brand changes. We've tried to also focus on a lot of things which help you navigate the dashboard better. So you can see that the dashboard has now been split into two parts here. One is the top navigation, which basically bundles homogeneous things together, so that if you, let's say, are coming to do a job with respect to documents, you don't have to browse like a big list of different components on the left side. You just simply go to your documents tab here, and you have access to everything related to documents under one roof. Similarly, if you want to check out your stamp inventory or anything related to stamps, you simply go to the stamps tab and you have everything configured here, instead of mangling everything into a single list and then making you find something. Because we understand that the jobs that people are doing here are vastly different. Like a stamp procurement analysis is very different to when you want to track documents. So that's the first big change that we made. And other things on top of this, we wanted to also add a lot of uh, data which supplements your actions, right? You look at data, you want to take a decision basis data. And how we have tried to do that starts from the homepage itself. Here you can see, I can see there's my balance in the top toolbar, and the right when I come to the home page, it tells me what I need to do here, how many documents require my action, for how many documents I'm waiting for people, how many are expiring soon, and how many have failed. And then the primary job of anyone that comes to the legality platform is obviously to get a document signed. So that's what is contained in our hero section here. And then below that, it gives you some basic information on what is happening in your account, how many invitations you've sent, how many have been signed, how many documents have been completed. And it gives you a very basic trend analysis of what's been happening. So here, let's say there is a timeline of 1 month selected. So it tells me that in the last month, I have sent out 296 invitations, which is actually 65% down from the previous month, which was December 29 to Jan 29. So it automatically tells me that something or the other has gone wrong, that my invitation sent have gone down drastically. And then you get some basic e-signing logs, and your activity logs are right here to again give you some basic information about what's happening in your account. So the dashboard takes care of all the routine analysis that you want to do and basic actionables that you want to do. The second big thing that we focused on was enhancing the document tracking experience for our users, which is, again, after the sending of the document, it's the second most primary job that anyone has to do in the legality dashboard. So here, one thing that I personally like and we are very excited about is just giving more information in the table itself, so that you don't have to go to the details page, then read through the details page to understand what is happening with your document. And to do that, what we have done, subtle changes. One is, it tells you who you have sent the document to, so that's your first identifier. Second is, it also tells you the status of the document, tells you that the document is under progress, how many people have signed the document. So here I can say nobody has signed the document. And here you can see it says it has been sent to you, which is me, and I am an invitee, which is a signer in this document. It also tells me that I need to sign the document. So the buttons that are here are contextual in nature. So here I was a reviewer in this document, it's asking me to review it, right? Maybe juggling through some other cases. Here you can see 0 out of 3 people have signed the document. If we want to look at any other kinds of documents, yes. So you can say one person has signed the document, 1 out of 2, 2 out of 5, 1 out of 14. And there are a bunch of other things that have been added here, which I'll cover shortly. So here, another primary thing that people want to know is how many signers or reviewers have failed in the document journey. So instead of again going through identifying the document, then going to the details page, which contains all the information of the document, and then finding out something as basic as who has rejected the document or what signer has failed their signing journey, we wanted to give that information right here again itself. So here you can say that one of the reviewers has rejected the document. It tells me that Anshul, who was a reviewer, rejected the document. And similarly, you will get information about what document has failed and why it has failed. So it will give you the reason for failure here itself. Um, and another powerful feature that's been put into this page is also that you can add data points to your table. So if you want to know that in how many days the document is expiring, it will tell you here. You can add a last updated, your IRN which you assigned to that document, uh, and also what folder the document currently is. And to wrap up the power enhancement features in the documents tab, the last and my personal favorite is the filters that can be put on top of your document listing. So each tab that is here, sent, received, CC, has different kinds of filters that are applicable to it. So for example, in the sent folder, you can filter basis what workflow was used to send the document. Secondly, you can also filter basis what creation mode was used, because we are aware that legality is used via multiple methods. You can use it via API, you can use it via the dashboard, and you can use it via an Excel upload. And lastly, it also tells you what documents are partially signed. I'll just cycle through a couple of more examples to give you a fair idea. So I go to the failed folder. I can actually filter using the failure reason, right? So if it is this, then it tell me that it was signed, but my verification was failed because I put this filter on top of this. So that was the first primary focus, how to enrich the document tracking experience for you guys. Now moving on to the second big update in this dashboard is the stamps tab. So the stamp tracking and analysis is a vastly different job than documents. And we have also realized in a lot of cases it's being done by different sets of users in our customers' organization as well, which led us to thinking. We conducted loads of user interviews and we understood that the set of problems that they face are completely different, and we have tried to address some of them through this revamp, starting with some quality of life updates that we have made. One is, we have given the ability for users to name their series. We realize that a lot of stamp series, have similar information in them. So the user actually struggles to identify the correct series. They want to order the stamp papers for. The only unique identifier left for them was the series number, which is a slightly obscure way of identifying something as critical as a stamp series. So that's one. And then an extension of that is, we've also allowed users to look at the stamp series information. So if you just hover on any series you want to see and click on this button, you can actually see what all information is contained inside this series. Okay, moving on. In going off of the quality of life updates, you can now also edit a stamp series. So in our current user flow, the only way to edit a series was for you, the customer, to email our support team, and then we would do it from our internal panel. Now we understand that that is obviously a bad flow for everyone involved, and the customer would like more power in their own hands. So we also allowed users to edit their series, so they can simply go inside a series. And let's say I want to change the first party name is, and I'll just save it. And my series has been updated. And while I am on this page, another favorite feature of mine on this page is we have also received loads of requests from people that they want to know where the stamp order is. And we also understand it is a major gap in communication that, even in real life, whenever I've placed an Amazon order, I want to constantly check where it is, when it will come, what's the expected date of delivery. So we have tried to incorporate a basic version of it for the version 1 launch, where you can see it tells me no active procurements currently. So in a world where you do have an active procurement, this box will be filled by some basic details of your order, and it will be fed data from our internal procurement panel, where it will tell you what is the expected date of delivery of this order. And if there is a delay, it will tell you the updated date of delivery and also the reason for delay, so that you can plan for any contingencies if there are, in any case, because stamp procurement can be subject to market conditions. There are different strikes, and also it's been provided to help you plan better and plan for contingencies better. Um, and it gives you a nice pie chart of what's been used, what's not been used. Not getting into that right now. Now, another major problem that we had identified in the stamps tab is that it is so data heavy. You can see there are multiple columns here, and it can be quite hard for people to, isolate the exact thing that they're looking for. So we have done two things to account for that. One is we've actually given configurable columns here. So if I want to just see what is the unused count of my stamp series, I can just clear selection and just configure the unused tab. So I have a very narrow view of what I want to look at. And in addition to that, we've also tried to nudge the user in the right direction by giving visual cues as to something when something is wrong with a series. So, for example, you can see here, it tells that this series needs attention. And when I click on this, it tells me you have consumed 100% of your last purchase quantity, which means that I am running low on balance here. And that's not enough. So we don't stop here, that it just tells you how much you've consumed. You can directly initiate your purchase journey from here as well. So you click on purchase, and it tells you what was your previous purchase, because most of the times purchases are quite regular and of the same quantity. So you can just simply enter the desired quantity here, and you are in your purchase journey, and you can just proceed from here. Um, in addition to low balance, the system also tells you when your stamp papers are expiring soon, with a similar logo as well. And if both conditions coincide, then this dialog box will contain both the warnings that you are running low on balance and your papers are expiring soon. The last major upgrade that we made is we've also allowed you to star a series. We understand different departments or different POCs have different priorities when it comes to procurement. There can be state-wise procurement or there can be department-wise procurement. So we've allowed users to star whatever series they want to focus on. So I have personally started these 5 or 6 series that I want to look at. And this is how you can actually again narrow down your focus to not look at in this example 111 series, but only look at 5 or 6 series which are actually relevant to you. And the last thing which I would like to cover for series is that currently, if you wanted to create a series, you would have to fill the entire form, and it is a long form. As you can see here, there's like a bunch of information that you need to get familiarized with. And the current flow for that is also like a lot of back and forth happens between our team and the customer's team in order to fill this form. And the drawback of the current system is you cannot actually save the form that you are filling. So you have to get all the information collated, and then either you fill the form in one go or our team will fill the form for you. So in order to bridge that gap partially, we've also allowed you to save a series as draft where you can just save some critical information, which is like the state and the denomination for that state you want to procure, and you can simply save that draft. And your draft will appear here. And you can directly just pick up this form, start filling it, and then create a series. So you can constantly, get the information you need, fill the draft, save it, and then continue your process until the uh, final set of details is ready with you. The stamp groups module largely remains the same, other than some, again, similar quality of life improvements made to the series tab, which is you can star a group for, maximum focus. And then it also gives you warnings of the series contained in the groups, because a lot of our customers actually use groups as their primary mode of stamp duty payment. So we assumed that this would be something that people would find helpful. And let's say for this series, it tells me 2 of the series are low on balance. I can directly purchase and it'll add it to my purchase list right from here. So I don't have to remember what series is low on balance, then go to the purchase section and then configure it there. So this is how we've going back to the themes that we have followed for the dashboard revamp. The second theme, which is providing more data to the user, nudging the user in the right direction, and also prompting them to take action right there and then. So the intent of doing the action and the action itself, the gap between that is very low. Uh, Other than that, when it comes to the UI revamp, as Shubhesh had mentioned, we've covered the home page, the activity logs, all the documents folders, the stamps tab, and tools, which contains templates, workflows, and your contact book. In addition to this, in the phase 1 of the launch, the account tab has also been fully revamped into the new design system. One thing I would like to mention here is that the dashboard revamp does not entail any structural change to legality. It will not change how anything functions currently. It is only a layer on top of what is currently there with some quality of life features. As I have shown you, when it comes to documents, it can be filters or richer status updates for documents. And when it comes to stamps, it's editing of stamp series, providing procurement information, but nothing that you are doing currently has changed in any way, shape, or form. So I would like to preface the entire demo by saying that. And lastly, when Shubhesh mentioned that there is also a new way to use the legality dashboard, we live in a world of applications. We live in a world of mobile applications. So we also wanted to make legality mobile compatible, because we also understand, as users of different business apps ourselves, we also like to be in the know on the go. And this is Legality's first foray into the mobile responsiveness uh, domain. Just to give you a brief overview, you can see this is Legality's mobile user interface. It's the home tab, which is the non-accounts section, has been fully incorporated into the mobile version. You can do everything which is possible on the dashboard version in the mobile version itself. So just to give you a small example, so I'll go to the documents tab. It obviously it retains, it does not show you as rich of an information as it does on the dashboard version. But the card contains basic information about what is going on with the document. It tells you when it was sent, what's the document ID, the name of the document, and also the progress bar. And it also retain who has rejected the document or what invitation has failed. All of that information will be retained, and you can perform search from here, and you can add your filters from here. So everything in the dashboard from the dashboard version has been retained here. Similarly, for stamps, it will let you star or unstar a series. It will give you warnings. For low balance, you can initiate a bulk purchase right from here. So everything that you can do in the dashboard version is possible here. When it comes to the account tab, we have actually handpicked certain things that we think would be relevant on the go. Small things like if you want to quickly change your profile name, if you want to quickly give your developer the auth token, you can simply copy it from here and send it right away. And things like if you want to quickly purchase e-sign credits or place an order for stamp papers, if you want to set your branding settings or your notification settings, things which are more dynamic in nature and which you would need on the fly, and you don't necessarily want to wait to have laptop or a desktop access for you to action. So this broadly covers the ethos and the juicy content which is there in the dashboard revamp. I hope the dashboard is currently on our sandbox environment. You can, as I had shown you earlier, you can access the dashboard either via the button in your current Leegality application, or you can use this link, which is sandbox-dashboard.leegality.com. We will send you an emailer after this, which will contain all this basic information, so you don't need to remember all of this. But Shubhesh, please let me know if I have missed anything.
So there's just one more thing that we had promised to show everyone, and it's something that for everyone on this call, not a lot of people even inside Legality have seen it yet, and that is the details page. So Ritik, do you want to show us what the new details page is, and how is it different from the existing one?
Yeah.
Actually, before we look at it, can you explain what the details page is to everyone on this call?
Sure. I'll show the details page on our current application, just so that some context is retained. So the details page is basically one source of truth for the document. So this is not the extent of the information available inside a document. If I open this, there is a bunch of other information, that's there in the document. It's the document itself, the ID, name, when was the last activity, what is the status of the document. If someone wants to take an action with respect to the document, they want to edit it, complete it, delete it. And then the core part of the details page is actually invitee management. It gives you information of what all invitees are there in the document, whether they are active, whether they're not active, what are the details of that invitation, what error they have faced, any action you want to take with respect to that invitee. You want to resend a notification, reactivate it, delete it. So there's a bunch of things you can do on the details page. And as part of like a version 1.1 of the current dashboard revamp, we also looked to revamp this details page in order to just enhance the user journey. So without again further ado, I'll just jump into the new details page as well. So you can see here, when compared to this version, this is very, very different. The primary, I think, distinction everyone will notice that the document is not visible anywhere. What we have realized is that the document is actually a secondary part of the details page. the primary function of the details page is invitee management. So we wanted to bring that to the forefront so that there is ample amount of space being given to the invitee card, and the users have sufficient space to perform their actions inside of it, and we as the product can show relevant information. In the relevant information gets enough space in front of the user's eyes. So invitee list forms the primary listing here. Then if you want to look at the document, you can move to the document tab. You can view it in full screen. And again, it tells you the overall completion of the document. Some basic information about the document is here. Tells you the status of the document, what activity is happening with respect to the document. So just to draw a parallel, it's visible here in this case and here in this case. And all your invitee actions, very similar to how it happens currently, are listed here. And some of the actions can be listed here. And the status of the invitee can be tracked via these badges, depending on what kind of invitee and what features have been activated for that invitee. The badges will change. But just to give you a brief, so active here means that the invitee is active. It can be signed or reviewed. And unsigned, so this is a signing invite. It actually tells me ki, as the sender of the document, tells me that it has not been signed. So I can take a decision to maybe resend the notification or copy the URL and send it to the signer via another medium. So this forms part of the version 1.1, which is the details page of our dashboard. And just for everyone's information, this comes in with the dashboard revamp. This is not a separate release. The dashboard revamp, which is currently accessible to you on the sandbox environment, does contain the details page as well. So I think that covers everything, Shubhesh.
Thanks a lot for that, Ritik. So let me just share my screen again. Yeah. So as you all saw, the new dashboard, it's more intuitive, so you don't have to, come back to our support team or reach out to your customer success manager for the smaller stuff tasks. You can do that very easily in this new dashboard on your own. Secondly, just the UX UI, it's just very intuitive. Like it's very pleasing to your eyes also. And lastly, like I personally think like it being mobile responsive, it's just gonna add to your efficiencies. You don't have to, wait for you to be in front of a desktop or a laptop to do basic activities such as just sharing an auth token for your API integration or just managing something in your settings. Uh, and just along the lines of the details page, which we saved for the last, uh, there's a reason why we saved it for the last, and which brings me to something that I had said uh, quite early in this showcase, that this is just the phase one of our revamp, and there will be multiple such phases, and we will continue working on this for the next few months, even quarters. We we're not sure till when. uh, and we wanted to extend this offer to everyone on this call, that you could be the first ones to try out each phase of development with us. You can give us your input, your feedback, uh, whenever we take a new phase live in the dashboard or in the sandbox. For that, all you need to do is either scan this code that you can see on the screen right now, or follow the URL that's at the bottom of the screen. And don't worry, we will be sharing you this link inside the email also that we will be sending you after this showcase. And once you do this, we will reach out to you with whatever are the next steps for this beta program and eventual next phases of the dashboard. And sorry, and that kind of brings me to the end of this showcase. And now I would like to open this floor for Q&A. And Ritik, I think we have two questions.
Hmm.
First is, does this impact our data? Like I'm assuming what the person meant to ask was like, does this mean they will have to migrate their data from the old dashboard to the new one? Could you shed some light on that?
Yeah, that's a very good question. as I had mentioned in the demo earlier, that the base structure for all the data segregation or anything that is happening in the new dashboard, da- the place from which the data is coming from remains the same, right? So only how the data looks and feels is different. The source of the data is the same. So to answer that question, the user does not need to do anything. Once they switch over to the new dashboard, everything that is there in their current dashboard will be visible in the new one. And users don't have to do any additional step or anything to import the data into the new dashboard.
Got it. I hope that answers the question. And just one more question. Uh, does this impact API integrations in any way? I'm assuming like this means will they have to do the integrations again with the new auth token or something like that?
No. So again, similar to my previous answer, everything remains the same. It's just that how it is being shown to you changes. So any API integrations, any documents you have sent does and nothing gets impacted here. Only how you are perceiving and looking at the data changes.
Got it. So we'll just wait for a few more minutes in case anyone has any questions, and then probably we can close the session. Anyway, like while we wait for the next question, generally any thoughts on what's coming next in phase two of the revamp?
Yes. So, as I think people might have noticed that I did not specifically cover the sending journey of the via the dashboard, which is basically the new document flow, how you send out a document, or how you create a workflow, or how you send a document using a workflow that is still being done using the old application. So what will happen is users will click on the new document button, and the app will automatically redirect to the old application and back. So again, people don't have to do anything here. But that is what we are looking for the next release. That will take, that is the reason why that has not come with this version of the update, is because sending journeys forms the absolute core of how legality is used. It is a very complex piece of module which fits into our legality platform. And it also requires a much more in-depth look into how we are supposed to revamp it, because the implications of that are much higher. But we can expect a version 2 release which will contain the sending journey for both new document and workflows in the next quarter or so.
That's great. Uh, and for everyone on this call, don't worry. Whoever is signing up for the beta, they'll get to know for sure. And for others, we will be doing a freshly baked for that phase of development also in near future. So I guess there are no other questions, so we can close. Thank you for joining us on freshly baked today, and we'll see you in the next edition. See you
Thank
all.
you.
Bye.